Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit of a different one for me. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm actually sick right now. I was really ready to film some more videos for you guys this week, like covers and maybe even some new songs that I've written, but my breathing is really bad. But it's okay, I've got medicine, so I will be back to it soon. So like I said before, this video is going to be a little bit of a different one for me. I thought I would just share some things with you that I really like using. I'm gonna start with some music stuff. So at the start of this year, I decided that I wanted to really start putting myself out there and playing gigs, but I didn't really have the equipment to do it. So I ended up going to the rock shop and buying a few things. One of the first ones being my new guitar. This is my guitar that you've probably seen in all of my videos, and it's the only one I use to play gigs with. It is a Taylor 114 CE. This is my guitar, and I have had so many compliments on it since I bought it. It has a really nice tone, and it actually surprisingly pushes out a lot of sound even though it is not huge. So this is what the body looks like, and the CE stands for the cutout here. And yeah, I love it. It is such a good guitar. I would say I'm more of a beginner to intermediate guitarist, but I thought that this guitar would be a really good one to take me through and last for a really long time. And yeah, I love it. So like I said, I bought this at the start of the year. And the other thing that I bought was a new amp. So this is the amp I bought. It is a Cube Street amp, and it was really highly suggested to me by the salespeople in the rock shop because heaps of people use this when they busk, and it's really light. Like, I might look like I'm struggling because I'm trying to get it in the camera, but it's really light to carry, and so it means that I don't have to rely on anyone else when I go and play gigs. And this is the biggest size. I think they have a smaller one as well, and I think it can have up to 4 inputs. I only ever have 2 really, because I have my microphone and then my guitar input. And it also goes really loud. I've never had to crank it up to full volume, and I've played in some pretty big spaces and also with crowds and people talking, laughing, and it still manages to carry over. So yeah, I really highly recommend this if you're a musician who's wanting to get out and play some gigs, or if you just want to busk for fun. It's a really good one, and I'm sure the small one even has quite a good volume as well. Next thing that I want to talk about is some beauty stuff, because even though I love music, I love singing, I am also really into beauty. It's hard because it seems like companies are releasing more and more products all the time, and especially because I watch a lot of beauty influencers, it's hard to know what's good, what's bad, and what you should spend your money on. But I have a couple of products that I really like using and I pretty much use every day. So the first one, rattling around. So these are my makeup brushes, and most of them are EXO beauty brushes. I bought like a 12 pack or something, and then I've had a couple added through like Christmas presents and things. When I first bought that pack, I was really nervous. It was like $80 or $90, and I was worried that it was too much of an expense, but honestly it was such a good purchase, and I use them every day. I would say these 4 are my favorites, and they're all EXO beauty brushes. So the first one, of course, all of the writing is rubbed off, but the first one is the eyebrow groomer brush. Looks like this, and I use it to fill in my eyebrows because I use a brow powder. I haven't filled them in today because, like I said, I'm sick and I'm not doing that. Oh, I'm getting a call. Like I was saying, this is the This is the eyebrow groomer brush, and so it's got a little spoolie on one end and then a angled brush on the other end, and I just think it's a really good size. It's really nice to use, and I don't use any other brushes for my eyebrows other than this one. The next one is a medium face brush. There we go. And it looks like this. I use this for my blush, and I really like this. It's really soft, it's a really nice size, and I find that it blends out the blush really well. Then I've got the crease detail brush. It's kind of flat. Sorry that it's dirty, I've obviously used it, but it's flat, and then if you turn it to the side, it's more narrow. It's really good for packing on shadow, so I either use it to put on like my inner corner highlight like I did today, or you can use it to blend out like the lash line, or even like pack on the outer corner. It's just a really good multi-purpose brush, and I've even considered buying like 1 or 2 more so that I have one for each kind of purpose, because it's that good. And the last one is the Tulip crease brush. As you can see, it's also very dirty because I really love this brush. I pretty much use it every day. It's really soft, it's domed, and I find that it blends out really well. I have a kind of interesting shaped eye where you can't really see my crease very much when I relax my eyebrows, but I find that this really diffuses the color nicely so that when I do kind of relax my face, you can still see the shadow. That was a pretty long spiel for brushes, but honestly they're really good and I highly recommend them. The next thing is a foundation. Now I have combination skin, so it's kind of dry in certain patches and textured, but throughout the day I get really oily. And I know the kind of trend is to look dewy, but when my makeup is freshly applied, I hate making it look like that because I know it's gonna look like that within a couple of hours just from my natural oils. So I really like this foundation because I find that it really controls my oils well, and it looks really nice over time, and I've taken a lot of photos in it and it looks really nice as well. It's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte. There it is. So I think when I've watched people use this in videos, it has different packaging in different countries. But yeah, I just really like this. If you have oily skin, maybe give this one a go. I have 2 more makeup bits. So this one is a blush kit. I bought it when I was away last year in Malaysia. And what's it called? The Blush Bazaar palette. It pretty much has every blush you could ever want. It does have 2 highlights, so one up here which is like a gold color, and then one here which is more of a pink. They're alright highlighters. They're pretty glittery, so whoa. They're pretty glittery highlighters, so I wouldn't buy this palette just for them, but the blushes are actually really nice. You can see the ones that I use the most because of the dirty packaging, but I really like this one. It's like a kind of warm pink. It just, when I blend it out on my skin, it looks like my skin is naturally flushed. It's kind of the color that my skin naturally goes. And then my other 2 favorites are these 2 here. So this nude one and then this orange one, and I find that they really suit each other when you blend them together as well. I actually think I didn't put any blush on today, so I'm gonna put on, it's called Dainty, the pink one that I was talking about. And this is the brush I was talking about before as well. I just think they blend out really nicely, and they look, see, I barely put any on this brush, but this brush kind of does the work for you. I'm using the viewfinder as a mirror. I do always dust off my brush because I find that with blush it's just better to build them, but these do build up really well. It's coming out weird on camera, like it doesn't look as blended as it does in real life. But yeah, that's what it looks like anyway. I actually don't even have any highlighter on my skin right now, and you can see it looks like I do. That's how oily I am. And the last makeup product that I have to talk about is this. Now, I know Jeffree Star is kind of a controversial figure. However, I really wanted to try his makeup products because not only had I heard really good things about them, but they just looked quite luxurious even though they're not like a high-end brand. So the packaging for this palette is really sturdy, like it feels really heavy in comparison to my other palettes. If you haven't seen it, this is what the color scheme looks like. So you wouldn't think it's that wearable from looking at it, but I pretty much have used this every day since I got it. It's got a really nice mirror, although I always use a standstill mirror because my hand's just too shaky. Even though the color scheme looks really colorful, it actually has some really nice nudes in the corners and at the top. So like this one here does actually come out more orange on your eye than it looks in the pan. It looks kind of brown. But yeah, I find that these ones blend so nicely, and even like this cream shade is really good to just set like your concealer or your eyeshadow primer if you use one. And then this whole middle row is glitters. So again, that doesn't sound very everyday, but It's always fun if you're doing quite a simple eye look to put some color or some glitter on the inner corner. Recently I've been using the color Filthy Rich, which is this one here. So you can see this one's more of like a really bright yellow gold, and then this one here is still gold. I don't know if it's picking up on camera. It's definitely still gold, but it's more loose sparkle. And it's really nice if you put it on your inner corner. And yeah, I just think it's a great palette. My other palettes include like Morphe. I have a Zoeva one that I just got not that long ago. And I really do like the Morphe palettes, and they're really good and because they have a lot of colors to choose from. However, I find that they don't blend like these do. They kind of buff away more, so you use more product and you have to really dig in, and they're very powdery and fluffy, and some of the colors can come across kind of chalky, whereas these, like, the payoff on the color is really good and you really don't have to dip in very much. And so I really think you get your money's worth with this kind of product. And like I said, it just feels really good quality, and it's nice to treat yourself with makeup sometimes, you know? So now I have two hair products, and I know I'm not showing a very good example because my hair looks bad right now. I always have these little bits that stick over my ears. I'm sure you're used to them now if you've watched any of my other videos. So the first one, which I pretty much use every single day, this is the Batiste Dry Shampoo. This one is in the tropical scent and it's my favorite. I think not only does it smell nice, but I think it performs the best of all the ones that I've used, because even though it comes out white, I think this one blends in better than some of the other ones. I tried like a cherry blossom one, but I found that that one didn't blend in my hair as well. Maybe it was in my head, but I always use this one. And this is huge, like look how big it is in comparison to my head. And then this I just pulled out of my shower. It's the Schwarzkopf Extra Care Hair Repair Anti-Damage Mask Ultimate Repair. I use this every time I wash my hair. I kind of use it sparingly because I have quite long hair and I don't really want to weigh it down, because I find the longer my hair gets, the more volume I lose at the top and the more volume I get kind of near the bottom because it's curly. It smells really nice. I don't know what it's supposed to smell like, but I think it's kind of coconutty. It's white on the inside. You can see I haven't really used that much of this tub. So I shampoo and I condition, and I don't use too much conditioner, but then I use this on like my mid-lengths and ends, and I find that it really helps to stop my hair breaking, and I notice that my hair is a lot softer when I use it as well. So I pretty much always repurchase this, and I think it's worth a try. One of my favorites, which I can't hold up and show for you because it is you, is my Canon G7X Mark II camera. I bought this camera I think last year. I bought this camera because I saw that a lot of vloggers used it, and I wasn't sure whether it was a good thing to buy because I actually did see some vloggers complaining that they break too quickly. So that did put me off a little bit. However, I went ahead and bought it because it looked really user-friendly. It's got a flip-up screen or viewfinder, I don't know what you want to call it. So it's really good for filming videos like this and vlogging. I used it to film my whole Southeast Asia trip last year. I used it to film all of my music videos and all my vlogs as well, and it's just so user-friendly, so multifunctional, and I think it's definitely worth the money. The only issue that I've had with it is the flip-up screen. The screws that attach the flip-up screen do come loose if you continue to flip the screen up and down over and over again, but they're very easy to tighten, and I don't think that that is anything to stop you from buying this camera. And then I have one more thing which is really random, but I've been really loving recently. Dates. They're just a really good snack, and I only started buying them because my mum wanted them, but I have been snacking on them so much. And it's good because they're easy to portion control. So I have about 2 when I have them. This is a little insight into me. I seem to want dessert after every meal. It's really annoying. Generally after I have breakfast, I will have a coffee, and that will kind of satisfy that craving for like that little topper. And then after I have lunch, I will often have 2 of these, and that will satisfy that kind of dessert craving. But because they're rich, you can't eat too many. I find that things like really nice chocolate and stuff, you want to eat the whole packet, whereas these you just can't do that. And so I find them really satisfying, and I love them. So those are just a couple of my favorite things. I know this is a different video for me, but I thought, seeing as I can't really sing at the moment, I would still make something fun and interesting for you guys. Let me know if you use any of these products or you think there's something else that I might like that I should try. Hopefully I'll be getting better soon and I'll get back to making some more singing videos for you guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Oh, I'm hot.